Been trying to get this business right for some years, but who really cares? Incorporated my company with 100 million shares, but who really cares? I taught myself to wholesale real estate in about a year, but who really cares? My trust revocable for the benefit of a chosen few, but who really there? Who really there? You?
What's going on, YouTube? It's your man Wilk, Corpsumer Inc., Real Estate and Lifestyles channel. Welcome back. Today's topic, Republic Bank. Just want to let you guys know I'm a little under the weather today, so bear with me if you can't understand me. But again, I'm a little under the weather, but I still want to get you guys this news right here. So check this out, man. Today's topic again is Republic Bank, and Republic Bank announced some very interesting news, or well, there were some very interesting news announced about First Republic Bank, and let's take a look. So, shares of First Republic Bank dropped sharply Friday as hopes dimmed for a rescue deal that could keep the bank afloat. Sources told CNBC that the most likely outcome for the troubled bank is for the FDIC to take it into receivership. And again, that's for the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation to take it into receivership. The stock slid about 40% and was halted for volatility multiple times. Now, what does it mean to put a company into receivership? If a business has a secured loan with the creditor and defaults on payment, the creditor may have the right to appoint a receiver to recover their money. The business then goes into receivership when a receiver gains possession of the business's assets and liquidates them to recoup money owed to the secured creditor. Now, receivership is a form of debt restructuring that helps the company in dispute avoid bankruptcy or liquidation while the lawsuit is in progress. The receiver is a neutral, legally appointed professional who is entrusted to manage a company's operations, finances, and property in the event that they default on their loan payments. Okay, so that was very interesting, if you ask me. I think that this information is definitely necessary because when we see these things, we don't really know what it means if we're not involved directly in the markets. I think that with a lot of the scares that happened with the other banks, I'm not going to really mention any names, but a lot of scares that happened with the other banks caused a ripple effect or a domino effect with this bank. And, a lot of their deposits outflowed. And now we're here where they have to disclose exactly what their statements are looking like, and shareholders need to feel secured in their position, and if they don't, they're gonna pack up and leave. So here's what we're dealing with here. So again, receivership is a form of debt restructuring that helps the company in dispute avoid bankruptcy or liquidation while the lawsuit is in progress. The receiver is a neutral, legally appointed professional who is entrusted to manage a company's operations, finances, and property in the event that they go default on their loan payments. Okay, so the main goals of receivership are to repay debts to creditors, to negotiate with creditors to secure lower interest rates, to maximize profits, to enforce compliance with government standards and regulations, and if necessary, hire new management to run the business more efficiently and profitably. So, these receivers could come in and they could change the way business is done for the entire company if it's what's best for the entire company. So, this is a very interesting role. It's very interesting to see why they chose this route instead of bankruptcy because it looks like it's kind of having the same effect if you ask me. Um, so again, let's get back into it. So a receiver's role let's go over the roles, let's go over the rights, and let's go over the powers of the receiver. All right. So a receiver's role. A receiver's role is to assess a company's viability, creditors' investments, and existing debt in order to develop a strategy to repay what is owed without completely liquidating the company. Now, the ultimate goal is to bring the business into a period of financial recovery. So, however, the receiver has the right to take possession and sell property or other assets as a way to pay creditors, to reduce debt, as well as to collect company income from profits to disperse to creditors. So again, what they are able to do is they're able to collect income from the company, look at the profits that they receive, and disperse it out to the creditors. Other powers include maintaining a bank account, entering into leases, deeds, and contracts, and engaging in any other business activity that is deemed necessary and reasonable to ensure the maintenance of the property during the court process. So, this is a very interesting process. Again, I keep saying this because this stuff happens a lot. Sometimes it's more or less in the media, sometimes it's not in the media. But since this one is in the media, we're going to talk about it. So, the key difference between the two types of receiver is whose interest they represent. Privately appointed receivers only act on behalf of the creditor, usually a bank that appointed them to reclaim the money that is owed, similar to trustees and bankruptcy cases. Now, a court-appointed receiver, on the other hand, are neutral third-party officers of the appointing court. They work on behalf of both the company in debt and its creditors to reach a mutual agreement that benefits all parties involved, ideally with the aim to repay debts while continuing to maintain business operations. Awesome. So, one thing about this whole situation is that, this business could be very, very, very tricky. It could be very stressful for some individuals, but also it could be untimely. No one could actually, pinpoint when something like this is going to happen. The bank's massive deposit outflows came after the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank in March. The nation's largest banks, including J.P. Morgan Chase, have already helped out First Republic since then with $30 billion in in-time deposits. Wow. $30 billion? That's crazy. But again, I'm a little under the weather today. This is going to be a short video. I definitely thank you guys for tuning in.
I'm trying to get this business right for some years. But who really cares? Incorporated my company with 100 million shares. But who really cares? I taught myself to wholesale real estate in about a year. But who really cares? My trust revocable for the benefit of a chosen few. But who really there? Who really there? You?